Okay guys, let's start Hive tables. Before starting our Hive shell, let me cross check whether all the prospected daemons are up and running or not. Okay, my name node is running, my data node is running, secondary name node is running, resource manager, node manager, everything is up and running. Cool. So let me enter into Hive shell as we have discussed. So to enter into our Hive shell, you simply have to say Hive enter. Let it be entered into our Hive shell. So if you remember, we have two kinds of tables in Hive. First one is managed table, which is a default table. Second one is external table. And I strongly believe all of you remembered the differences between our Hive default or managed table and our Hive external table. So initially, let me create some table, managed table in my Hive. Later, let me create some external table and let me load the data into both of the tables and let me do some operations on them and show you. Okay, we are in Hive shell. So first of all, let me create a database for you. Create database name. Let me give my name. Create database Babu. So this is how you can happily create your databases in our Hive. So my database is actually created, but I would like to cross check it. So I'm saying show databases. Okay, so the default is the default database. So if you are not going to choose any database, so default will be selected, and Babu is the database just now I had created in front of you. So let me use my database which I have created. So I'm saying use Babu. Okay, Babu is used now. So let me quickly create a table. So let me first create external table, sorry, manage table. So to create your manage table, please follow this syntax. Create table, table name. My table name would be something like EMP. And here I'm going to describe my schema. So first thing is EMP number, as you know. So I would use small int. This is the data type we have discussed earlier. I would say ename for this. Let's use string. Next salary, and for that I would like to use integer data type. Next, so row format delimited. This is the line or the statement you will have to use. And yes, I would say if you ignore this row format delimited, still it will works for you, but it's kind of a standard or a good suggestion kind of thing. So it's always good to use row format delimited whenever you are going to create some tables in Hive. So once row format is delimited, so I would say what is my delimiter fields terminated by. So I would like to use comma as my fields terminated. Nothing but my all the columns in my data would be terminated using comma here. Finally, you will have to say stored as text file. So as we have discussed, we have several types of files, file formats, just like our MapReduce. Here as well, you can happily have so many number of file types. So text file is kind of a default file we use. Here I'm going to show you some other file types. Going ahead, after a few classes, we'll be surely discussing about some advanced file formats which people are actually using in real world. But text file is one of the most important file. We actually use this text file type whenever we are using some tables for staging purpose. At the same time, if you wanted to do some kind of analysis and you are actually not playing with your real data, but you wanted to do analyze your query performance, or you do wanted to test with your queries At the time, we generally go for text files, file type. Okay, my table is created. It's cool. I would like to see. Is it really created? Yes, it is really created. Now, guys, so most of you are aware of ordinary SQL, normal SQL. I would say select star from EMP. Okay. One thing I would like to tell you here is if you are getting OK, that is nothing but the SQL what you have executed now is executed without any issues. Okay, so whatever the statement, SQL statement you just ran, so that was executed without any issues, without any errors. That was it means. So if you had any errors, like let's say I would say select a star, I will put some more m here. See, you'll get that error. In case of any errors, Hive terminal is going to throw that error on our face right away. If you don't have any errors, that is going to show us something called as OK. That OK is nothing but our query, whatever we had given, was executed perfectly without any issues. So that's where you can find out whether your query is executed without any issues or if you have any problems with it. Okay, so as I don't have any rows in my EMP table, it is actually saying nothing. It is simply saying okay, but it is not showing anything. So to load the data, let me quickly create some data for you. Before that, I'll say ls. Do I have emp.txt? No, I don't have emp.txt. Okay, let me quickly create emp.txt with cat. You know cat, right? So emp.txt. So first, Babu. My name is not working. Okay, Babu. My salary 2000. 20. Kranti salary 3000. 30. Anusha salary 4000. Party. I'm running out of names. GR salary. I will give some respect for him. So control what? Can anybody say? Control D. Yeah. So I really wanted to check my data is proper. Yes, it is proper. That's cool. Now let me load this data. Okay, before loading the data, I would like to cross check where am I. Okay, I'm in my home directory. That's cool. Let me come here. And guys, to work with your non-Hive commands from your Hive shell, you'll have to say exclamation and you can do with it. So I'll say hdfs dfs -ls. So what is my Hive default directory? It is user Hive warehouse. Oh, that's so good. End of the day, each and every query in Hive should have to be terminated with your semicolon. So if by chance if you miss that semicolon, it will still waiting for something else. Let me give some junk values. Let's say I forgot to give semicolon. I'm saying enter. See, it is still prompting for the next command. It is thinking that you are going to give something more. But actually I'm not. I didn't wanted to give something more because I'm in. Okay, I'm done with it. So I'm giving semicolon enter. So this is the way you can happily execute your commands which doesn't belongs to your Hive from your Hive shell. See what is it saying? Uh, from my HDFS Hive default location, what are the directories available here? Okay, so I have something called babu.db. What is this babu.db? DB is nothing but database. So I have created a database right now, right? So the same data with the same database name, it has created a directory. Okay, so whatever the tables you are gonna create using that particular database, all those tables related directories will be created in your babu.db only. So let me cross check whether my EMP is created in babu.db or not. Did I say use babu before creating this table? Yes, I said use babu. Okay, sure, cool. Okay, I am really lazy, so I would use -r option here itself. Put semicolon. Okay, cool. See, this is my parent directory of database Babu. In parent directory of database Babu, here I have another directory called EMP. Wait a minute. Is it a directory? Are you sure? Yes, I am pretty sure. It is showing D. So, my table related directory, my Hive table EMP related directory called EMP was already created in my database Babu. That is what I am expecting. I am so happy to see it. So let's create some data. Let's load some data into my EMP table. So this is how you wanna load the data. Load data local in path. I hope all of you have actually remembered why did I use local here. Okay, please ask me if you don't remember that. I'm pretty happy to repeat it for you. Load data local in path. So where is my data actually to load into my Hive EMP table? I just now created the data in home directory. What is that home directory? Wait a second. This symbol. No. Home HD user. This is what my home directory, right? So in LFS. In that, so I have created something called emp.txt. Okay. Load data local in path. Guys, I'm telling you, it's always good to give absolute pass when you are going to load the data into tables. It's always good to use. I don't say if you are going to give relative pass while loading the data into your tables, that doesn't work. No, no, not really. It will work. But I don't know, I'm going to run this particular command directly from Hive terminal, or I don't know, I'm gonna use these particular queries gonna run from a script. I don't know, but make sure when you are going to write one query, make it perfectly. If you are going to give absolute path nowhere or no matter where you are running from. Okay, so that will happily work from you. Probably, let's say you are actually doing you just gave some relative path and you are going to execute your script from some other location in your LFS which is not expected. In that case, what will happen? It will simply say this file is does not exist. That is obviously not expected. People don't want errors. People hate to see errors, right? So it's always good to give absolute pass whenever you are loading the data. Not here, not only here. See, if you are going to practice some Linux commands, then only working with your relative path is quite obvious and quite okay. But if you are going to write some scripts or if you are going to write some SQL statements or Hive statements here, so it's always go for absolute path. I recommend that's the best way. Okay, load data local in path into which come on tell me into table which table. What's the table name? Yeah, EMP. Do you think it will work? Do you think it will work? Okay. Oh, it is saying it is loaded. Yes, you are right. It is working. I have some doubts, so I wanted to cross check. You know what I'm doing here, right? So I just wanted to cross check whether the data is properly loaded into the expected directory on HDFS or not. Yes, it is actually loaded. See here. This particular statement is gonna clear all your doubts whether the data is loaded or not. Wait a second. What I'm expecting, I wanted to load some data into my EMP table, okay? So where is your EMP table? It is there in my Babu database. Okay, in my babu.db, that is nothing but the directory related to my Babu database. So in that I have a directory called EMP related to my expected table. Okay, there I have something called emp.txt. Where is this coming from? This is what our load command is doing. Your load command is gonna copy the file for you from your source location to your Hive table related directory. You remember that, I strongly believe. Okay, so that is what actually happened. Expectation has been taken care. Oh, wow. Now famous SQL statement, select star from EMP. Yes, it is there. If you remember one thing, we have discussed something called as delimiter. What was the delimiter? We said fields terminated by comma. Oh my god, why it is showing tab space here? Because we said in our actual data, all the columns were terminated by comma. That was the meaning of that fields terminated by. That doesn't mean that when the data is going to be extracted from your table and it is going to be shown up on your screen, the comma is gonna be visible. No. Following? Once again I'm saying, so in your text file or in your data file in your emp.txt for this current context, so in that file you said comma is the delimiter for all your columns. That's what you said. That is what actually Hive is understanding while reading the data from the table. But when it is going to show the data while you while you are going with these kind of statements, select star from emp or xyz abcd. So while displaying the data to us on the terminal, it is not actually gonna use that comma data type. Sorry, comma delimiter. It is going to make use of tab space. Okay, so this is how everyone actually create Hive manager table, and we can load the data into the table. Okay. Now, I would like to cross it. Till now, I was saying Hive table, Hive table, Hive table. Okay. In that Hive table, we have discussed two kinds of tables. Hive had one is manager table, second one is external table. Okay. I said manager table is a default table. Now, can anyone tell me, did I somewhere mention while creating the table as manager? No, right? Let me show you one more time. Did I mention manager, that particular term? Can you able to see the term here somewhere? No, right? I haven't mentioned any keyword saying managed. It was created. It was created as manager table. Is it? Is it? Is it Ravi? Is it created manager table? Are you sure it is manager table? Yes. Let me cross check everything. Why, guys? One thing here, why am I cross checking everything one more time? Is it because I had doubt? Is it because I had doubt? No, I wanted you to cross check whenever you are going to do something with your Hive. So if you know how to cross check all those things, you can actually damn very sure I did good, right? So if you are pretty sure, if you are doing very good, you don't need to cross check. But when you are going to learn something, if you can cross check that, that will make sure you saying you did good. That's really awesome, right? That's why I'm saying. So do you remember describe? Describe? Yes. In describe we have something called formatted. What is this formatted? I'll show you. So this is my table name. So in Oracle also you use describe command. So describe EMP. Here I am saying describe formatted EMP. What is this formatted EMP? Before formatted EMP, let me show you something else called describe extended EMP. Oh my gosh, what is this? Actually, it is going to give you so many details of your table. If you want to see all those details, describe extended is the way, but the data looks like messy, right? I really didn't want it to read this data because it is not human readable. This is not readable. So to improve the readability, we have another command called formatted. Here all the data appearing about your table, okay, all the data appearing about your table EMP is actually readable. We can read it, right? Happily I can. This is my column name, EMP number, rename shall, okay, I have 3 columns. I can happily understand. Data type, okay, what are the correct corresponding data types of each and every column? Okay, for EMP number it is small int, for ename it is string, for shall it is int. Detailed table information, oh my god, so much details it is showing. I am lazy to read, but I'll read for you. Database name, what is my database name? Babu, okay, cross check, tick. Owner name HD user, when I was created, when did I create this table? Next, what is this, okay, location, so where exactly your table data is going to be stored on your HDFS. What is this looks awesome. Manage the table, okay, I stand on my word. So manage the table is the default table. I said here is the proof for that. I said it is a default table, but sometimes when you are going to work with your Hive tables in your real world situations, you don't know which kind of table by just looking at its name, by just looking at its face. You will have to check which kind of table is it. Yes, we will have to check. Why? Because we had so many differences in between our managed and external tables, which are damn important. I am gonna explain all those details in a very near future, but as of now, just remember we had so many differences. So it's always good, not only good, it's always you'll have to be very careful while working with any tables, either it is a managed table or external table. You will have to learn, you will have to see, then only you'll have to start working on that table. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen. World may end. I don't know, because when we are going to because managed table is something called a default table, and that default table control over that managed table is completely under your Hive Metastore, but your external table is not under control of Metastore, it is under control of you. What do you mean by that? I'll show you later. Just remember this point and ask me when we are going to discuss the differences between our managed and external tables. So here I can say my table type is managed table. Okay, so am I using any kind of survey here? Surveys and all, I'll explain you how to understand the survey and all. Next, these two things you will have to remember. Probably in interviews you may get the question, what is the default input and output formats of a Hive table? So in MapReduce, if you remember, what is the default file format? So there it is text file format. Here also it is text file format. Next, what is the output file format? Yes, it is also text output format, but it is something, the class name is little bit weird. I ignore the text output format XYZ ABC. Okay, so like your MapReduce, here also you can compress the data. Okay, so we'll see all those compression techniques and all. Okay, no issues. Next, number of buckets. So this bucketing concept also we are going to discuss. Okay, next bucketing sorting techniques I'll let you know after a few classes. As of now we are still in creating the tables and all, so you don't need as of now. So this is how actually my fields are terminated from the input files that is showing there. So if you wanted to know so much information of your Hive table, this is the best way. So people usually do see in our Oracle, what do you say? Simply describe table name, right? You can get all the pretty short and sweet information if you are gonna use describe emp. But if you say describe formatted emp, so human readable format of your table information that can be showed up on your screen. Similarly, if you say describe extended, so it is gonna show you all the information, but it is not kind of readable. So you'll have to actually look into it very thoroughly. Actually, I have pets, so I can't read them with that much concentration and all. So I always go for describe formatted. So this is how you can actually do with this high manage a table creation, and this is how you can see the table structure, and this is how you can happily load the data into the table, and this is how you can write some sequence. So before going to do some hands-on this Hive sequence, so let's uh, end of the class for today. So tomorrow let's see how we are going to create Hive actional tables and how we are going to load the data into them. And just like this, we can see we can have a little dirty of our hands. So once our hands got dirty with all this basic kind of stuff, then we can happily work with our Hive actual queries, which will help for us for the real world situations. So that's all for the today's class, guys. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.